This is Mellissa Thomas for Florida National News. We just arrived here at the Acre in Orlando for Miss Mikaela Nix's fundraiser. She is running for the Florida House, District 47. So stay tuned right here at Florida National News. We will interview her and get her thoughts on the election season, as well as some of the other supporters who are here for her. So stay tuned for those interviews and more on our Politics and Power series right here at FloridaNationalNews.com.
You know, going to Tallahassee, it's a tough world. It's rough and tumble. It ain't tiddlywinks, as they say. And you have to go there with your principles. And the idea is you go there with your principles, and God willing, 8 years later, that you still have them. And there are a lot of people that do. And meeting Mikaela and getting to talk to her, I can tell you she's a principled conservative to the core. Look at some of the groups she's involved with. We need, particularly for that seat, a principled conservative to the core, and that will be Mikaela, with all of your help. How I became familiar with Mikaela, I've got several friends who've got to meet Mikaela and so on. So I find myself a couple weeks ago at a Mike Miller event at the Amway Arena, and I'm sitting right next to John Dallas. And John says, "Oh, you got to hear this video. We got to get you engaged with Mikaela. You got to hear this video of Anna, her opponent." And I said, "John, it's a beautiful day. They're about to serve this kind of gourmet lunch." And I think he said it was her screeching. Yeah. Okay. I said, "John, how about this? If I write, I've only met Mikaela briefly. If I give a $250 check, can I not listen to that video of Anna screaming?" Right? So John looks at me and says, "500. I said, "Show me the video." But now last week, I had the opportunity to spend a couple hours with Mikaela and some friends and really found out a lot more about her. And John, I have my check here tonight, and I'm going to write a $500 check.
I believe very, very proudly in vocational education. Although I have obtained a Juris Doctorate, not everybody is going to go to college. Not everybody is going to be able to get a doctorate degree. But that doesn't mean that there should not be careers in the vocational education arena. Now that I am a mom, I look at safety more than I've ever looked at it before. And in this arena and this world, safety, especially in our schools, becomes a #1 issue and a priority for me. And when I get to Tallahassee, that's something that I promise that I will do. But this is the year of the woman, and I have found that forget the Republicans, forget the Democrats, we don't have enough women in office, and especially minorities. As being the only female African American to run in this race, I think it's very important that the Republican Party show that we are marketing, show that we are just as diverse as the other party. We care just as much as the other party. We are just as much women as the other party is, although we may not attend the marches or even be invited to the marches. Where I promise you that we are just as excited and diligent, and we will make it work in our county, especially here in District 47. I'm here for transparency and ethical reform, and I think that I am the most competent person for the job. My daddy used to always say passion is great, but passion without substance is just passion. And I believe not only do I have the passion to lead this district, not only do I have the passion to lead the state of Florida, not only do I have a passion to make a meaningful and reasonable impact on the Republican Party, I think I can do it more efficiently and more competently. And more importantly, we need a person that will be able to sit at all tables with all ages, with all backgrounds. You see, that's how we get things done. That's how it works, and that's how we succeed. And if we don't have elected officials who are able to do just that, unfortunately, we won't be able to get anything done. And it'll be just how it is right now with deadlocks and gridlocks and special sessions. We need someone in there advocating for a person regardless of their race, their age, their sexual orientation, or anything else, including mental handicaps. We need a person that's going to get out there and talk to everyone.
Well, you talk about the word community leader, and that's Mikaela. I read her resume to the crowd. I wasn't even aware of all the things she's done to make a difference in our community, and that's the exact type of person that we need in public office. Her principles, her values, I think her tenacity, especially as a small business owner, I think will serve the the citizens of District 47 very well. I'm excited about serving with her in the House. I've got to get reelected myself, but I mean, she was just, if you heard her speech, you're talking about a dynamic person.
Awesome. And kind of she spoke very passionately about moral ethics, and that's one of the things she wants to push as well in the Florida House. How does that resonate with you?
Well, you can see two kinds of people go up there. Some are politically ambitious and Maybe sometimes there are principles they leave behind. Then there's people that go up there from the left or the right that live by their principles. And that is the best kind of public servant. I mean, I serve with people that are far left on the political spectrum, but they believe the ideas they're going with. I think a lot of them are bad ideas, but they believe they're bad ideas. So I can respect that. But so many people in politics today just kind of say what they need to get along, and they have flexible principles. So Mikaela is not that person. You can see her family history back 100 years or more, since the 1870s or 80s. This is a person grounded that will make the best type of public servant. And so, you know, some people go there to be somebody, and some go to do something. She's the type that will go do something.
For our audience, you know, just give them a brief synopsis of what first inspired you to run for District 47 for the House.
Well, definitely. I've been involved with local politics for quite some time, and so when people approached me on running, and I prayed with my husband and my pastor, I decided who better than me. Instead of talking about it, I decided to take real action, and that's why I'm running for State House Representative for District 47. We need some true change. Not a person who's just going to talk about it, but a person who is interested and, more importantly, passionate and competent about taking real action, and that's why I'm running.
Absolutely. And one of the things you touched on in your talk out there, you kind of touched on the importance of, you know, this being the year of the woman. So I was going to ask you about, you know, what your thoughts are on the Me Too movement and, of course, the Time's Up movement, and how you're going to bring that strength to the Florida House.
Well, I think that we are competitive as women. And so I don't think that the stigma is because we're women, we're great. It's because we're gladiators, we're moms, we're workers, we are entrepreneurs, we are small business owners. We are everything that encompasses true and ultimate competitiveness. And I think that's what people are afraid of. Not so much that you're the woman, it's the true importance, passion, and more important, competitive spirit that women bring, and they were game changers.
And your main passion is, of course, vocational education, definitely making jobs more available for those who may not choose college. So what I wanted to ask you is how would that process look? Like once you're elected, what's one of the first steps you'll take to make that happen?
Great question. And so we have a system that's already really in place. It's called the Florida Bright Future system. And so that is geared towards people who have 100%, 75% of their college being paid. I would like that, something similar to that in the vocational education realm. I would like there to be some requirements, but then we are able to pay 100% of vocational education through state money, and also 75% of education through state money. We need more welders. We need more carpenters. We need more plumbers. We need more electricians. We need more solar power energy. We need more ITT, and these types of needs are being left out with a stigma that college is better. And I'm one to say that both are important and both are needed in our state to continue to get jobs and to continue to make this a great state.
Kind of give us your first connection with Mikaela and what your impression was of her.
I met Mikaela when she was the vice president of the Republican Women's in Orlando. She was kind enough to invite me to her meetings as a president of the other club in Seminole County, and I was very impressed with her dynamism and her character and her personality and her desire to make a difference in our county.
And she spoke on diversity kind of briefly, and you know, in previous articles she mentions the importance of that. So how does that resonate with you as well, and the prospect of her going to the Florida House?
It resonates very much because I'm a Hispanic, so I'm a minority also, and I'm a woman, so I'm a minority twice. And it really makes a difference when you have people that understand the needs, even though the needs may be the same, but there's a twist on it because we're a minority, we come from a different background, a different walk of life, and she's that right person that we need in the House to make sure that we have a diverse group and we have a representation all across the board.
News. We just wrapped up Mikaela Nix's fundraiser. She is running for District 47 of the Florida House. Her main passion is, of course, vocational education. We definitely asked her about that. She spoke at length also about bringing diversity to the Florida House, especially for this district, and the importance of moral ethics as well. So stay tuned for more on Mikaela as well as other candidates who are running this election season right here at FloridaNationalNews.com. This is Mellissa Thomas coming to you from the Acre in Orlando.